Okay, my encounter with 50 Cent, I remember hiring, because I needed to hire a hair braider, and we were doing a video shoot downtown, and it was a 50 Cent video shoot. My name is Loretta, and this is my Harlem Story. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. A father from Puerto Rico, my mother's from North Carolina, with my big sister, my little brother, and it was a family that cooked. I fell in love with baking as young as I can remember because I used to watch my mom make this coconut cake for us from scratch. My mother taught me how to bake, and it was just a passion that I always had, so just started doing it on my own. The moment I knew that I had to do baking full time was I was working in the hair and makeup industry, and I was just tired of, people kind of like controlling what I do and how I can do it. And I felt like they can say when I can and can't make money. So it was time for me to move on to my passion that I always wanted to do for many years. And I had a client who, she's very well known. She promised me that, she would help me. She would invest not only her name and her face, but she would invest her money. And once I got the store up and running, well, she never invested a dime, which is fine because I realized then I would have been depending on her. And when I really need to depend on God, who is my source, and this is why I'm still here to this day, almost 6 years later. The reason why we chose Harlem is because it just felt like family. I used to live out here for about 10 years, so actually 2 blocks away from where the store is. So it just felt familiar and it felt like family. So that's why I did it. As an entrepreneur, and some of the biggest challenges that I face, knowing that I can overcome it. Going through it, you don't think you can overcome it. But just having that faith in God for me, it gives me encouragement, it gives me faith to go on, it gives me faith to know that this situation is not going to last always, and having faith in God also allows me to know that if these bigger companies can do it, I can do it too, no matter what the circumstances are going on at this moment. The success that I have achieved, that I didn't believe that I can do it. Having faith to just do it. I always knew that this was something I wanted, but I didn't know that it could be this fulfilling, Even though there's still rough moments, I just didn't know it could be this fulfilling. I broke into the industry by that was always a dream of mine, always, from the day that I could remember. But I just remember one day I said, where I was working at the time, again, it was time to move on. I was there for about 10, 15 years, and I just said it's time to move on to something that I've always dreamed of doing. And I decided to go to hair school. And when I graduated, the cute little secretary, she said to me, I have a job for you. And I said, well, I already have a job. I was working in a salon and I was okay. She says, no, this job you always talked about. She introduced me to a makeup artist, and that makeup artist, I thought it was a joke, but she interviewed me and she took me on my first gig as her assistant. And from then I was like, wow, this world is real. So I was doing it ever since. Story with 50 Cent. Okay, my encounter with 50 Cent, I remember hiring, because I needed to hire a hair braider, and we were doing a video shoot downtown. And it was a 50-cent video shoot. And the young lady that I hired to do the braids, she was on set. I had to send her on set with her set bag. And she was, she had all the things that you need to use immediately in case somebody on set needed it at that moment. You wouldn't have time to run back to the trailer to fix the situation. So they were on set, 50 was on set, and they asked to oil his body. The makeup artist was supposed to have the necessary things to oil his upper half of his body. So next thing I know, the hairstylist comes to the back and she's like, oh my God, oh my God. I'm like, are you okay? She was sweating, she was hot, her eyes were big and dilated. I'm like, are you okay? She says, yes. She just rubbed his body down with oil because the makeup artist didn't have the oil in her bag and tried to say, well, this is my job, I'll take your oil and I'll rub him down. And she says, no, this is my set bag with my oil and I'll do my job and oil him down. So she just oiled him down with the oil, and she says she just took her time on each arm and then she worked her way on his chest while looking in his eyes. And they had to say, come on, speed it up, time is moving. So yeah. I would like LA Sweets to be known for a place that you can come to in the community where it lives up to its name, sweets. You don't just come here to eat the sweets. You come here for the whole experience of being sweet. When you leave out, you're gonna know that if your day was rough before you came in, you're gonna come in, you're gonna get smiles, good conversation, and sweet people to just lift you up and help you out with your day. I also love about how the little kids look up to us, and especially kids of all ethnicities, knowing that this is something they want to do. Not only do they enjoy the treats that we have, but maybe one day that they can own their own space and work hard to be an entrepreneur in any field. The thing about sweets that people love so much is it's good, it's relaxing, it makes you feel good after a rough day. It calms you, it hypes you, it celebrates you. There's always a celebration, it's always somebody's birthday, it's always something to bring people together and say, let's celebrate, or let's eat, or this is gonna make you feel better, or that's gonna make him feel better. It's always a celebration with sweets. So it's like life, We get to create new sweets all the time, because when a person comes in and they make an order for their event, whether it be their birthday, their wedding, their anniversary, each person has some special things that they like. So that's when I get to do more trying of different flavors, trying of different things together, different combinations. So my favorite flavor is just simple vanilla with chocolate, that good old-fashioned vanilla cake that just melts in your mouth, tastes like butter, with some good old chocolate icing on it. There's a lot of artistry and creativity that goes into making custom cakes, because each person visualizes something different. And that gives me the chance to never get bored of doing the same thing every day. So each customer is special, and they have a special idea, we make it happen. I continue to perfect my craft by having people around me that are very honest. Sometimes they're a little too honest. And they, let you know, this cake looks nice, you could have did that differently, you could have made this taste better. And they're brutally honest people. You need those people around you. Sometimes I get, but you need those people around you, because that way you can just get better and better at what you do. The most interesting request that I have received in baking has been the Bible cake. The Bible cake was one of the first cakes one of the first 3D cakes that we have done. And that particular cake was really good because I was able to bring the word, like physically eat the word, you know. But I think that's one of the best and one of the most interesting cakes, because people actually sometimes think it's a Bible. They all want to turn the page and like, no, we can't turn the page. But thanks, Rich, for asking and requesting that particular cake. Best selling treat in the shop, our red velvet, that signature red velvet. Man, that tops it all. What is it about red velvet people love so much? I guess it's the velvety taste of it. Topped with that cream cheese that we put on it. Like, my mouth is watering as I talk about it. It's just so good. The advice that I would give to anybody who want to live in their purpose is just to do it. Do it. Pray about it. Have faith. Step out. Do it. And even if you think you can't afford it at the moment, you should be doing something every day in your life that's leading up to something that you want to do or you want to pursue. And just know that no dream is too big, too small. Just do it. You may not can share it with everybody because you don't want to hear those negative people, but